Well, the last rendition I saw was at Lincoln Center with Camille Brown choreographed it. And so it just had a certain, it just had a certain groundedness to it that made it feel like I felt like this is how the bodies move. Coming from a dance background, that's what I'm always looking at, is like, how do the bodies move in this, world? Like, Porgy and Bess, when, having an all-black cast singing this music, we do that, like Black people do that. So that's what I mean, like, by being authentic, is like, we do that too. We don't talk about how we do that, like, we like to pretend like, oh no, it was jazz and it was this. It's like, no, we do classical music too, and I think this story with jazz, it's like, Louis Armstrong was a legitimate musician. He learned, like a lot of people like to say, well, he didn't read music. He learned how to read music. Like he had to learn how to read music in order to elevate to the next level, and there's a lot of, they're like, people, like that's what I hear all the time. Well, I hear he didn't read music. And I was like, he might have started out not reading music, but he learned how to read music, and I think it's important to, that we distinguish that in the show, because that's a myth that people hold, because people like to assume that musicians of color don't read music. This is something that's just like a myth that exists, and it's not necessarily true. So I'm thinking about, when I think of Porgy and Bess, I'm thinking about that specific production that was recently done at Lincoln Center. But I think that just having Black people performing in a classical vernacular, whenever that happens, it's something special. Whenever Black people perform in a classical vernacular, it's a special thing, because the assumption is that we can't. Even just being a ballet dancer, I know that.